the eBay algorithm, the mysterious eBay algorithm. Is there one? Well, actually, yes. It's called the Cassini algorithm. Hey YouTube friends, welcome to RK Treasure Center. My name is Roy. Well, in today's video, we're going to go around and pull items that sold. I got about 2 pages of items that sold, a little over $400 worth of items. So we're going to go pull those items. But while I'm doing that, if you watched my last video, which was last week's video, the thumbnail said tricking the eBay algorithm to get more sales. And in that video, I gave a brief description of what I did to increase my sales. Well, I improved upon that a little bit for the last couple of days, and some items that I've had sitting for a while have been selling. So I've been working on that pretty good and getting those sales boosted, because let's face it, you know, sometimes you got sales that go up, sometimes they go down. Nobody's perfect when it comes to the eBay algorithm. We're all human. The eBay algorithm, the mysterious eBay algorithm. Is there one? Well, actually, yes. It's called the Cassini algorithm. It was created in 2013 by the whiz kids at eBay. I guess I call them whiz kids. But the algorithm has been changing every year. eBay wants the sellers to sell more, and they want the buyers to have a good buying experience. So that's how they make their money, right? eBay wants sales, so they're going to help both the seller and the buyer. So in this video, while I'm pulling these items out, I'm going to give you some tips, some things I did to increase and boost my sales. And in the future, I'm going to have a video just strictly on the eBay algorithm, what I know about it, and how you can use it to boost your sales. Well, let's start pulling these items for today. All right, so this is the first item that sold. It's a Mousetrap board game. This is a new one. I picked it up retail arbitrage. Board games is really good this time of the year. If you're watching this video right now, it's October, which means Christmas time is coming. And it's also fall time, so people start doing games inside their house. Plus, they start getting ready for Christmas. And new items like this are really going to do good for Christmas time. So if you can find items that are new in the box, packages, games like this, they're going to start selling. Like I said, this was a retail arbitrage item. I picked up about 8 of them for, the price was $5, but they were actually marked down to $2. And this sold for $23.70 on sale. So let me explain about that. So tip number 1 is, if you have an eBay store, and if you don't have an eBay store, I'll explain that too. But tip number 1, if you have an eBay store, put your items on sale. This sold at a 5% sale. I ran a 5% sale for a few days. I generally do it over a weekend period of time. What I will do is run my sales. I'll do my sales listings on Thursday, and I'll have the sales start at 6 a.m. on Friday and end 6 a.m. on Monday. If you don't have an eBay store and you can't put your items on sale, that's okay. Just make sure your prices are competitive with other people. If other people are pretty much selling their items, say like this game, between $22 and $25, and they're doing free shipping, then make sure that that's what you're doing, is you're staying in comparison to that. Of course, you got to be able to make a profit. So if you bought it at a little higher price or something like that, and you need to make that profit, it's okay to put it up a little bit, but just don't make it outlandish. If something's selling between $22 and $25, don't sell it at $39.95, because that's going to be one of the last items that people look at. So this is the second item that sold. This is a Davis & Squire 100% cashmere sweater. It's got a real pretty geometric pattern. It's a nice pullover sweater. This sold for $24.99, plus the buyer paid the shipping. And this will lead to tip number 2. Tip number 2, look at your titles. eBay gives you 80 characters to fill out on those titles. Fill them out all the way the best you can, and try to use keywords. What do I mean by keywords? Well, let's look at the title. If you look at it, it says Davis & Squire. Well, Davis & Squire is the brand name. So the eBay algorithm is going to recognize the brand name. Now, really, eBay algorithm doesn't look at characters. It doesn't look at commas, periods, exclamation points. It just kind of shuts all that out, kind of throws it out. It's looking for keywords. The keyword is the brand name. That was the first thing, Davis & Squire. The next thing is the next keyword, sweater. So right away, I had Davis & Squire sweater. The eBay algorithm puts that out there when it showcases the title, when it showcases the product. It's the first thing that it throws out there because the eBay algorithm likes it. Why does the eBay algorithm like it? Because people like to see what they're searching for. If I was to say brown, gray, cashmere, 2-ply, 100% sweater, that took a long time to get to the word sweater. So when people read a title, they want to know what they're buying, what they're looking at right away. I know there's pictures, but they want to look at it right away. So this second item right here where it says sweater is the third word, that was a good keyword. But if you look at it, I have all the keywords you need. I have Davidson Squire, which is the brand. Sweater, that's the item. Pullover. Now pullover is a descriptive word, but it also is a word that talks about what kind of sweater it is. I have XXL, 100%, 2-ply, cashmere, crew neck, argyle, gray, and then I threw in 2XL again. So everything in that title is now a keyword, all except for the and character. All right, so this is the third item that's sold. These are a pair of Vans kind of high tops skater tennis shoes. These are called Almond Blossom. They got little pictures of almond blossoms all around there. And they're really, really good condition, really nice. They are used. Picked these up at an awesome price at a thrift shop. Can't remember exactly what I paid for it, but let's just say it wasn't very much. These are, style is the Van Gogh Museum is the type of style this is. This is a limited type item shoe. One thing that I sold, I got an offer and I sold these for $90 plus shipping, and they're going international. All right, tip number 3. I told you if you can run sales, if you have an eBay store, run sales. The other thing to do is I got a question and I responded with an offer, and the question was, would I accept a better price from, that was the question. So I responded with an offer and they sold right away. Now the eBay algorithm likes responsive questions. So if you have a question from anybody about anything in your product, whether it's can you take better pictures, what's the color, if you didn't put down the size, what's the size, if anybody sends you a question, you can respond with an offer and you can sell the item that way if they accept the offer, and you can counter offer and different things like that. The other thing is, if you do get a question from a buyer, answer it right away. The eBay algorithm loves questions answered within a 24-hour period of time, but I'm going to say as quickly as possible. That is another thing that I've found out. The faster that you answer the questions, the more probability of that item selling, and I've noticed that that item gets pushed more often. That means people have an interest in it, and eBay wants you to sell that item. All right, the next item that's sold is a 4-pack of 950 XL black ink cartridges for an HP printer. I used to have the printer. It died. I had it for many years and didn't have the printer anymore, so I don't need the cartridges anymore. I came across them when I was cleaning up in the office a little bit, and so I went ahead and listed them. These sold for $16.95, and I was just happy just to get rid of them. Like I said, I can't use them. But this is going to lead me to tip number 4. Tip number 4, kind of in reference to the title, is make sure you have plenty of keywords and understand that certain keywords don't matter, or certain words don't matter. I shouldn't say keywords, certain words don't matter. If you look at the title, I have 4-pack. Now if you understand, remember what I said, parentheses is a character, so it's not going to show up. eBay algorithms just going to kind of erase it, so it's just going to say 4-pack in the mind when it's pushing it out. But for a person that's buying, the buyer, I put it in parentheses so they're getting a 4-pack right away. Then I've got 950 XL black ink cartridges for HP OfficeJet Pro 8600 plus 8610, 8615, 8620. Now the words for and plus in that title don't mean anything. The eBay algorithms just kind of delete those words. So it's just going to take those other words, all those other words are keywords, and it's going to throw it out there. Even though I've got 8610, 8615, 8620, those numbers mean something, especially to the buyer, but it also goes along with the product. If you're looking for an HP printer or ink for an HP printer, and you're looking for model 8610, 8615, 8620, well, I've got the word HP OfficeJet in there, so it's a type of printer. So somebody was to type in HP OfficeJet 8620 looking for the ink, it would pop up. So that's why I have all those little words. So everything's in there a keyword except for the word for and plus. New is never a word you shouldn't use in the title. I make that mistake a lot. And tip number 5, when it comes to doing those titles, is leave out, if you're one of these people that do that and you type in words like look, but you spell it L @ K, or you put in wow and you do the same thing, maybe a W @ W. What you're trying to do is you're trying to make the buyer's eyes catch that and go, look, wow. But it doesn't mean anything. 2 things that I have to say about that. One, for the eBay algorithm, they're not going to recognize it because it's got characters in it. And the second thing is, I just think that looks unprofessional. When you put in look, wow, things like that. I think, to me, that sounds like a used car salesman, and I just think it's unprofessional. I'm not saying totally not to do it. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it, and I highly recommend you don't do it. If you want to get more sales, leave that kind of stuff out and just fill your title with more keywords. So this is the next item that's sold. It's a jewelry box. I thought it was a really unique jewelry box. Picked it up at a thrift shop a while back. What's really neat about this jewelry box is it's a travel jewelry box. Now I've got padding in there because there's a mirror right there, but this is you can look at the camera if you want to look at the camera. Anyway, this is a unique jewelry box because, like I said, it's a travel one, and what's unique about it is it opens up and it rolls out, so you can put stuff all the way through there. It's got tons of compartments. It locks up, closes up, and rolls up, and it actually does it on both sides. So that was really a neat jewelry box. So anyway, this sold for $18.95, and the buyer paid the shipping. All right, so this is the next item that sold. This is a vintage Pyrex lid for a percolator coffee cup. It's already, I got it bagged up with my custom SKU on it, so that way I can find it easier. Plus, being in the bag, all my glass lids and my glass items, they don't chip when they're right next to each other. Plus, I've already got my business card in it that says thank you. And this isn't an eBay algorithm tip. This is just a basic tip. Is I always say that in anything you sell, put in a little thank you. Put in something that just kind of gives you a little thank you, because the buyers like to have that. But in case you don't know and you're a reseller, Pyrex lids sell really good. I get good money for them, especially if they're different, unique, or replacement type items. They sell really good. All right, I sold this little contraption here, and what this is called a poo-poo pourri. And yes, that's actually the name of it, poo-poo pourri. And what this is a toilet deodorizing kit, because it has the little bottle of deodorizer in it and sits on the end, and it's automatic. So when you're done and you move and you flush the toilet, and it leaves a nice little scent. Anyway, this little item sold for $15.19 on sale, plus the buyer paid the shipping. I picked this up fairly recently. This is an vintage ashtray, and if you look at the title, it says vintage, but you don't have to put the words vintage, because vintage is not something that's going to show up on a search, so it's not really part of the eBay algorithm. But this is a vintage ashtray, and it has the Indianapolis 500 Speedway and the logo, and it has all the winners of the Indianapolis 500 up to, and I don't remember the year, so it goes from 1911 to 1955. It's a really cool ashtray with no chips or hardly any scratches, but the Speedway itself down here on the bottom is a little bit worn, and I've notated that. So this is tip number 7, is fill out your description, especially your item specifics. Now eBay's really been pushing them to item specifics lately, so make sure that you use the item specifics. I don't care if you have it in your title already and they throw up the item specific. If you're selling blue jeans and that's in your title, and item specific says you have to put in blue jeans, put in blue jeans. And then in your description, type in the word blue jeans. This is a Indianapolis Motor Speedway Indy 500 ashtray. So my item specifics, it's under ashtray, it's under the brand, it's under the title, it's under the type. I fill out all those specifics. Now what happens if you come to a specific that doesn't mean anything? What if they say character? and they're looking for like a character like Superman, Batman, something like that. Well, there's no character on here. This is not a Superman, Batman ashtray. What I'm going to say is type in not applicable or NA, but make sure you fill out all the item specifics. Every single one you can fill it out. And if you can't fill it out because it doesn't meet what your item is about, then put in NA or not applicable. eBay algorithm likes to see as many item specifics as possible. It recognizes it, it throws it out to Google searches and eBay searches, it throws it out there, and like I said, if it just doesn't fit, put not applicable. So tip number 7, fill out all of the specifics, and in your description, reinforce it. And this sold for $20.90, and the buyer paid the shipping. Well, as you can see, I sold another sweater, and part of that could be because it's, again, about winter time and that kind of stuff sells. It's fall time right now. The other reason is, like I said, I went through my eBay, the clothes I had listed on eBay, and really updated the title, the item specifics, checked my description. And this is a Bloomingdale's. It's from the men's store. This is a 100% cashmere. What else did I say about it? It's a quarter zip sweater, and it is new with tags. Notice I said NWT in my title. All right. eBay algorithm recognizes NWT as being new with tags and accepts it. But if you put the word in new, that's a descriptor, and eBay algorithm doesn't recognize that. Think about when you go and you look for a product and you go to the eBay, Amazon, Google, or wherever you go. How often do you type new? You don't type new. You just type in the product and look for it, and it pops up. And generally, almost all the ones you see pop up are pretty much new. So in your title, if you want to put new, I'm just saying you're taking up space by putting in the word new. And it's pretty long to type in new with tags. So eBay doesn't recognize the word with in the eBay algorithm, but it does recognize NWT as being a new item. And plus, it's new because you've checked new, and it's down there in your description probably. So that's tip number 8, is try not to use the word new. It's okay if you put NWT, meaning new with tags. But let's go ahead and summarize real quick about the tips that I did give you. We talked about titles. Fill out the length of the title to the best you can with keywords. Fill out your item specifics. Fill out your description, and a few other things. The other thing I just want to say is if you don't have an eBay store and you're starting to sell and you're making a profit, then I would suggest to get in an eBay store. At least start with a basic store. It's inexpensive, and selling items on eBay is basically going to pay for itself. Plus, there's so much you can do. Out of these 10 items that sold, 5 of them were on promoted listing, and I promote at 1%. The eBay algorithm, I think, likes the suggested promoted listing if you do that and you know about it. I don't do the suggested promoted listing because to me that can be a little high on, I just don't think some items need an 8% suggested listing. However, or trending rate, I guess I should say it's a trending rate. But however, I'll do things with 1%, and then like I do, like on maybe a couple times a month, I'll list items on sale. And what I'll do is, like I did with these, I ran a 5% sale. So out of these 10 items, I think, I didn't look, but I think maybe 7 or 8 actually sold on the sale. So that helps out a lot. Plus, like when it comes to the sweaters, I went back and I fixed the titles and I made sure it had good keywords in it. So that was an update in the listing. And that's kind of tip number 9, is make sure that you go through and you check stale or stagnant listings, and go through and make sure your titles, update your titles, maybe switch your word. Even if your titles you think are good, switch your words around a little bit. Make sure it's got the item specifics, and make sure it's got a good description, and make sure that the price is comparable with everybody else's. Again, if you want to raise it just a little bit because you think you're going to do a sale or a promoted listing and you want to cover that 5% and 1% for the promoted listing, so you bump it up a couple dollars, hey, that's great, that's fine, because when you do that, eBay recognizes that and the algorithm's going to throw it out. So even though this person's selling something at $20 and you're selling it at $24 to cover the promoted listings and the sale, eBay algorithm likes that, and it's going to push those sales out there. Plus the promoted listing's going to put it out there at the top of the page, of the search page every once in a while, and it really helps. Like I said, coming up in the future, I'm going to do a video and it's going to be all about the eBay algorithm, and I'll give it a breakdown from top to bottom of everything that I know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate everybody coming. If you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to click that subscribe button. And to all the resellers out there, find it, sell it, profit. To everyone else that stumbled across the channel, decided to say hi, stop and watch. Thanks for coming. Take care, everyone. Be safe and be kind to one another. Bye-bye.